Welcome back everyone to Let's Play Decisive Campaigns Barbarossa, episode number 8. I think we're done with this turn. The only thing left to do is end it. And we're going to delegate those 4 decisions. Those are just the relocation of the HQs, which we don't want to do anyway. Okay, here we go. We have the usual. Oh wow, that's interesting. We see a lot of troops pulling. Did they just completely abandon Minsk? Okay, more of the usual in the south, pulling back east. Actually, did they just abandon the front? And what was that? I saw like something flash for. Was that a battle? Questions. Oh wow, they're wrapping over. Oh, okay. An attack. It looked like that one went even. I saw 400, 400 on the top. Didn't see the equipment losses. Oh my god, the bridges. They blew all 3 bridges. Holy crap. Alright, well, it was going to happen eventually. Oof. I saw 200, 1,000. That didn't go well. Oh lord. I don't know what our losses were, but I saw 6,400 on the just Soviet side. 6,400. Holy crap. Wow. What a turn. Okay. Alright, let's see here. General Bokash reports on air reconnaissance, new heavy transport movements towards the Dnieper near Orsha from the direction of Moscow and Bryansk, 1 and 2 divisions, apart from rearward railroad movements to the northeastern and northern direction on the Hopner front, no movements of operational significance. On Bach gave us some bonus. Let's see who we got. 3rd, 9th, and 4th. Okay, wow, 9th and 4th. That's fantastic. And then we got 1st Panzer Group, 17th Army, and 11th Army. Wow, okay, we're in business. I can work with this. Ooh, okay, it's complaining about me not delegating decisions. 9 decisions, my goodness. 7 divisions deployed too, that's quite a few. Anyway. Fuel. Less than 1 for all of them. I think we're going to start in the south, but I just want to start with some of the intro stuff. Like the stats. This curve. It's pretty incredible. The Soviets have now significantly fallen below the German army in total troop count. We're kind of flatlining around 1.26 million. And they have dropped from basically 1.8 million. They're down to 1.1 million. So they have now fallen below us. Casualties sustained. We have leveled off. This is really nice to see. I think that this is really cool the way... basically a change in strategy where after the first couple of turns I was like, wow, we are losing way too many people. It was also part of the strategy to aggressively push and surround. So the troop losses for the Soviets is partly it's an effect from the early aggressiveness, as I would say it. Anyways, I love this curve. I think it really does a good job of giving you a good track of where you are. And seeing the Soviet curve still increasing wildly while ours is flattening off, that's what you want to see, at least if you're playing as the Germans. The next up is the history. I mean, we can go through this step by step, but I don't think the whole lot... The most interesting thing to me is that we can see over here, Minsk is currently very well defended. And they're bringing in forces north of Minsk, and I was looking at this on the, when it was originally being shown, and I was thinking, wow, they were actually like maybe planning an offensive, because this is definitely a stack of units. And then they all pulled back north, and that was fascinating to me. And we have the same kind of effect here, down in the south. We have this border where our armor did a very good job driving forward aggressively. And then cutting off some of the remnant forces. And, their line was already very sparsely defended. What's the Soviet general's reaction? To pull them back. To pull them completely off the front. In the north, we can see the 3 bridges I'm referring to when I said, oh my god, they blew all the bridges. Duneberg, we have the Jakobstad one, and then the Riga. One of the 2, and one of the 2 for Duneberg as well. So there's still some little crossing point. Yeah, and here we go, with their units are just falling back like crazy. And this is probably the turn where we will end up resting our panzers for a turn so that we can move up to Lvov. think it would be wise to do so. Yeah, a few of their units, it looks like, are slipping out. We wanted to kind of close them off, but they are slipping out over the one bridge, which is still active. It's beautiful. I mean, if you think of it this way, it's very well orchestrated that they blew the bridge they didn't need to use, and they kept the bridge they did need to use. And some of their units slipped across. Now, in the north, in Finland, I haven't really paid much attention to this, but it looks like he's going to drive forward. Yeah, so they are pushing. And the Soviets, we'll see this a little bit later, it looks like they put a whole army up there. This is another talking point, is the fact that the Soviets are finally trying to fill the area northwest of Odessa, this big plains. They're actually starting to wrap around us. They were contained only to the north, and now they are to the east of us. We obviously didn't want that to happen, and here's an attack. This attack went... I mean, I guess it didn't go well for us because we don't like even casualties, but I consider this roughly even casualties. Maybe a little bit Soviet favored, but only just. The next one's much worse, in fact. Yeah. So this is interesting that they put these units here. They pulled north of Minsk, and then they actually look like they're starting to move west a little bit. Maybe trying to better support the north? I'm not sure. Or maybe Polotsk is a very high priority for them. I went back on my own and kind of like monitored the unit movements here to make, because sometimes these units seem like they're moving pretty far. Like this one, it's like, how did it get that far? But it's actually different units if you pay attention to the bottom text. So rather than actually pointing that out, I'll just say that it doesn't look like any unit is moving too far. Here's another minor talking point, but still one, is the fact that Gomel obviously had an army placed just east of it. And those guys are starting to push in and rally, I guess. And that kind of, gives us some question marks about how we want to play the Gomel situation. Do we risk losing it? We also don't know exactly, and it's hard to say. Was the Gomel push one of the things which forced the Minsk withdrawal? Just don't know. So it's all the kind of fun games where you just, in war you don't really know. You don't have full transparency. We have much more transparency to actions, even though there is a bit of a fog of war in this. Second attack went much worse. As I mentioned, they only lost 200 infantry. We lost 1,000. We also lost an additional set, or one unit, which is 5 Panzer IIs. And now they lost 4 T-26s, so it's 4-1 here, and then it's like 10-2 there. I think it's still very Soviet favored in that attack, even though we held, so they didn't get to liberate their forces which are stuck. And then the big one's coming up pretty soon here, the big attack. That was it. So when I was watching the replay, there did appear to be an attack like in the very beginning, and I can go back on the recording and I can see it, but I don't know what that was. Anyway, this is 6,400 Soviet infantry plus 400 cavalry, an additional 20 T-26s, and we lost 800 infantry and then 30 guns. So this one comes out obviously very much in our favor. The insane thing is they attacked with 80,000 units. So they must have been so severely over the attack stack limit that it became impossible for them to really make any gains. I'm not sure why the AI would do that, but... well, maybe they really, really wanted to push. I mean, if you think about it, I'm going to go back over this just for another moment. Just go to next battle. Yeah, it's almost like they were chancing a breakthrough to push the Romanians. They could have actually cut us off if they were able to drive fiercely through the gap here. I don't know if that's realistic for the Soviets, but, maybe we can pretend, right? Who knows? Okay, yeah, there's a lot of movement in the north and on the Finnish front, which is troubling because even though we eliminated our units and we pulled back, our units are a little bit weaker, and now they have a great addition of forces, so we'll be on the defensive up there. I mean, at least after we eliminate the last 2 units that are currently cut off. So we still have some more cutoffs that we can close, and that's going to lead to even greater Soviet casualties before next turn. Yeah, their headquarters finishing. I think that's all that we wanted to do, though. Yeah. Changed my mind. I'm going to start in the north because it's just so easy. It's nice low-hanging fruit to just try to get this one done. So there is a pile of Soviet forces. Look at this. We got a lot of units, including, kind of thankfully, a lot of armor, which is, first of all, is not going to be able to do anything because this is marsh, so it can only follow the road. And we also have the road the city pretty well defended, so we're at 150 entrenchment there, 150 entrenchment there. Probably it's time for this theater to go off of the Blitzkrieg, though, and start to get the defensive points back. I'm not sure if I'll do that. I'll probably do that at the end of this turn. We can also do little things like this 59 can go over here and assist. Since it's only going to be this hex can only be attacked by one, and it's one unit there. In fact, we'll probably end up attacking this unit with everyone just to push them back. Or I can send this 59 up here, but maybe we can spare somebody from up here. I think that'll be a little bit better. Kind of the same idea, I think, here. We can probably surround this unit on 3 sides and attack it. I don't know, I'm not even sure what the best thing to do here is, though. Okay, well, we can start off with this one. Try to do something here, right? Attack this guy just to finish off the few we basically all had but killed last turn. Instead of moving in, we'll try to set the front. This is plains. I think we'd rather defend along the woods. So let's see, we'll have the 63 pull back here, and the 65 pull back here for now. We probably could even just pull back even more aggressively. Have the 64 come back here. Anyways, this 66 is going to move all the way down. This is marsh? It is. So I think we'll pull back from that entirely and have this unit pull back here. Yeah. So we're basically going to be shifting forces south, because I feel like that's the problem we have right now. In fact, I'm just going to have this unit do this unit do this. What can you do? I'll put 2 units here, so we'll hold that. We have 2 here. You can shift south, so you will. You can shift south, so you will. And then we just need 1 person to cover there. Or, again, we could try to do the attack. On 3 sides, we expect that 3 sides should hold up. Let's just do it. Could have waited 1 more turn, honestly, just to get a few extra forces in. Still went 800 to 2600, plus they lost equipment whereas we did not. I think that was good overall. I mean, basically we're just I think we'll take these little chips. And then you will move south, in fact, just to cut off any potential advance. HQs need to redistribute 1, 2, 3, at least to here. 1, 2. So this is Karelian. We're 4 away from that one. 1, 2, 3. Do I want to be 4 away from this one or 4 away from this one? That unit's probably not going to be in combat, so I will shift. You know what? Yeah, I'll shift here. Okay. So I think that's the north, except for we can do the attack here as well. And that has 4 units. We've got the concentric bonus. This looks fine to me. I mean, they're in the marsh, so they're not well defended anyway. Are taking some losses, but oh wow, we inflicted quite a number. 400 to 4,400, definitely good odds for us. So just stacking up the troop bodies, the body count. We're not going to move into there. Don't think that's a good idea. Basically open us to a counterattack from 3 sides. So we're just going to punish any incursions into the marsh hex right next to us. Otherwise, we have the front well maintained. And I think that this is basically the point of static warfare in the on the Finnish front. In the south along the Romanian front, which by the way is almost connected now, but oh, there's some low-hanging fruit here too. I think it's time for us to finally stomp out this this last little collection of forces. So we'll do something like this. And I won't use this 11th army. So we'll use everybody except for him. Get a 200% concentric bonus. They have some pretty winded units. Basically only have one infantry that's intact, although I am attacking with some weak Romanian army infantry. I still think that this should go very heavily in our favor. And it did, yeah. So we'll look at that. That's another 14,000 units down. Well, 2,400 plus that, so, you know, make that 16,000. Pretty good. Another 16,000 for 200, only 200 losses. But that was, that's, you know, this was obviously something that didn't just occur this turn. That was the result of several turns of planning and, you know, moving and maneuvering and finally getting to that point. I guess we'll shift everybody else up as far as we can. So, interesting. I guess this guy could probably just hop across the river. Might be better. Okay, so we got a line of people. I'm assuming that crossing the bridge here is going to be the fastest way across to the north. But at this point, we are ready to move, so let's move you all the way over here. Be in pretty close proximity to most of the forces. Okay, so that's that pocket, and now we're ready to jump across the river and fully move. This 4th Romanian army is their target is Odessa. It's the beginning of July still, July 8th, so you know by the middle of July we should be able to begin the siege of Odessa. We'll need to connect some railroad lines over here in order to be able to connect our siege artillery, but I don't think it's a bad idea for us to maybe bring that down. Okay, so let's move this unit forward on the actual front. I don't know if we want to move, which spot we want to move our thicker infantry in. We could even do something like this. I don't suspect that that infantry is going to stick around for long. It just depends on whether or not we want more forces north of the river or south of the river. That's some pretty good vision right there. Otherwise, we can also move along the road. I think having 2 in that hex is going to be a little bit better. Not just for offense, but potentially for defense. Yeah, we see that some of these units are a little bit cut off from supply even. I'm not sure how the supply distribution is working, but you see the yellow dot in the top left means they did not receive their full amount. So they requested 87 in and they only got 65. I'm not sure why that happens. It looks like it's 25%, but they're within 5 hexes of 11th Army, so not really sure how that's working. But anyway, I thought that all we had to do was trace a railroad line to our HQ and then the units had to be within 5 hexes. But there might be a little bit more, maybe so enemy zone of control plays a part in that or something. But anyways, we all know what's going to happen here. It's pretty obvious. We have to eliminate this big old pocket, which has 1 fully intact motorized. That's quite dangerous. And otherwise, some very weak armor. This is still problematic. 8,000 Soviet infantry they're fighting at. Well, the readiness is down to 27. I guess that does say that they're probably not in great shape. I suspect that that's because they're part of the attack that happened, but maybe not. Anyway, we're gonna, well, you know what, we'll just select all and then deselect. It's probably faster. We're at 536 I don't want the armor attacking across the river, obviously, but everyone else attacking is going to give us 200% concentric bonus, 536 in the attack. Well, whether or not, we got to go with it, right? This has to happen. We got to eliminate these troops. And it looks like things went really well for us. 400 down, and they lost, I mean, a lot. 25,000 plus a lot of equipment, including a pile of T-26s. So, I mean, you remember that was also 1 armored and 2 motorized. So the fact that they lost 25,000 infantry means that they lost a lot of other stuff, which would have been other components of those fancier divisions. Okay, wow. So things are, I mean, looking good, I want to say. I suspect that these guys... Oh, they do have an attack. Oh, good, good, good. I would like to counterattack. We have this attack benefit. They probably have gotten rid of their penalty on the defensive. I still think that we can do some work here. This is only 600. I wonder if we can even... I'm feeling a little bit aggressive. If we can push this unit back. And you know what? I'm going to go for it. I think that these 2 units... So let's do the attack like this. I hope that this works. And it did. Barely, but it did. I mean, we didn't take any casualties, so it was the right call, but it took a little bit longer. I don't know if we're going to have the... We do. So what we can do now is really smash this division from 3 sides. Alternatively, we could do independent follow-up on this unit, and then a secondary follow-up with this with these 2 units, and push that one forward, which is, I think, what I want to do. Now, if I do this the wrong way, if I attack this unit first, he's going to move here, and I'm going to have to attack 2 broken units, which maybe that's even better in some regards. In fact, let's... But then this unit doesn't retreat here, which is where I'd rather him, which means that he doesn't get a free walk east. So we're going to do this, attack again. I was really hoping for a break there, but they didn't actually take almost any casualties at all. My goodness. Oh well, we didn't take any casualties, so it was still, like, free in some sense. I'm not sure if I want to move forward. We can wait on that decision for a moment. We'll do the attack from 2 sides. They may not even eliminate this guy. Okay, we did. It was actually pretty close, though. So 200 infantry down, 10 AT, 15 T-26s, but, you know, the majority of their army is still attacked. They have good readiness. I mean, relatively good readiness. 21 after losing a fight is really not that bad. But the fact that we now control this road hex means that we probably can move up this infantry, which is good because now there's no such thing as just a free walk east towards Odessa or towards, basically towards the Crimea. So we now have put a lot of that pressure. They're going to have to go north of the river if they want harassed movement through this area. And we're also set up really well for next turn doing a 3-sided attack on this unit. The 3-sided attack that we are concerned about is the one we already suffered from last turn, which is these guys. I may want to jump somebody across the river and help support that. Of course, 11th Army... You guys both did the attack, so you can barely move across, but you can move here, which might be... I think we're going to kind of be shifting into a defensive posture. So something like that might make sense. Whereas you moving across, I think that's very important. In fact, you can go up here and help. That's what I want. That's a very good defensive unit. In good position. We're in the plains, not the best defensive territory, but... Yeah, we'll probably be attacked again, but, I mean, these units are weak already, so who knows if they'll have their full readiness back. Yeah, we probably need to start switching off of Blitzkrieg, though. I'm starting to see it here. The writing on the wall. Big question here is whether or not to get this unit across the river or not. I guess it depends on what my other units are capable of doing. Yeah, we have plenty of people who can cross the river, but this one can even do the attack. I just don't know if I want to do an attack against some just very slightly weakened motorized infantry plus some cav. Despite the fact that we have 3 sides of surround, I'm not super optimistic about the attack here. Now, they did do an attack and lose a lot of units, so I gotta think about this. Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about this, but basically I feel like taking a step back for a second helped me think about something I wasn't really considering, trying to make a decision really quickly. We're going to fall back. We're not going to attack. We don't need to take ground here. In fact, this is the best thing for us to do is actually a holding action to get all these guys cut off by the advancing 17th Army and everyone from the west. So we're going to do like the unthinkable, really. It's like, oh, we're just going to pull back. We'll invite them further south. If they want to commit, that's fine. I mean, it's kind of a tough situation. We don't have that many forces over. Like, maybe we need to shift some more folks this way. 11th. Maybe you should go here instead, and then I'll you know. So, like, this unit needs to swap, or they already have their entrenchment built up. So what I could do is have this unit go and sit in here. Okay, we'll do it this way. This unit can actually get all the way over here. Yeah, I think we'll hop across with this unit. And this unit can get all the way over here. And 11th Army, technically everyone is still in range. So I'm not sure why the supplies are dwindling. I don't know exactly what the situation is. Maybe 11th Army is actually having a hard time getting reached by Berlin. Like over this long network. And as soon as we take this area, it's obviously going to be a lot better. So maybe it's even a consideration. Well, I don't think we can do it this turn, but basically by next turn, if we can hold this city, Chernowitz, that would be great. That's going to reconnect the quicker supply line, but we can't worry about that too much, I have to say. I mean, as in, the fact that we don't have the supply doesn't mean we stop pushing. I think we've done well. So we have good support here. I'd even like to move the first army out. They really don't have any business being lined up against a mountain. However, that's going to be expensive to do. Honestly, something like an attack here. Yeah, wow, that's interesting. We could do an attack which is going to disrupt things. How bad are we versus how bad are they? We're at 64 readiness. We definitely have that bonus, 30%. They have the minus 40% for the defense. I think, you know what, we're going to just chance this. 4100 oil, it's going to be expensive, so 4173 we're going to do it. Oh god, it went poorly. Very, very poorly. It was an even exchange on tanks. I would definitely not say Panzer IIs are worth exchanging T-26s for. It was a victory, but not really, right? Pyrrhic victory. No, definitely don't want to push this one forward. I guess what this did, in some sense, though, is it prevented their ability, or limited their ability, to counterattack the same positions again. So by driving the forces out of here, they'll have to come back in. Those forces won't be able to attack as well, since they'll already have moved, and, you know, anyway. So, you know, there's maybe some merit. I think you can talk in circles about this for hours, which I will stop doing, though. Alright, well, we're going to continue with Army Group South. Most of it is going to be catch-up. I mean, we can kind of see what's going on here. We just got to push people forward. And I don't remember... Well, okay, look, we can start in the north. You know what we want to do? In fact, we want to do something crazy. I want to just get him all the way out here. I think that this is safe. I think that Zhytomyr itself is a little bit risky. Oh my goodness. We got it. Okay, that's cool. And the reason why I wanted to do that is because I think we're going to have the real means here. Yeah, we can surround, and I think everybody should attack. In fact, this guy can attack down there. I just want to make sure that what I'm doing is sound. Maybe I would want to attack with other people. We actually could bring in one other person. I don't see any reason why not to. Just to make sure things go even more our way. 570 out of 600, 100% concentric bonus. Which means I messed up somewhere along the line. I don't want to attack with the Panzers. Now we have 200%. And we're good to go. This should be a dominant victory. Yeah. Didn't lose anybody. And took out almost another 20,000 Soviet troops. So even like we were way ahead at the beginning of this turn. Like we had done excellent. But this turn already, we've eliminated a few pockets. The one that was down here. This new one, the one in the very far south that was like south of, God, I forget names, Odessa, the one that was basically in Romania, and yeah, now we're good. We've cleared those pockets, and now south, as I said, it's basically just catch-up work. We need to push as hard as we can. I think I'd like to attack this unit, so we have a 67 which can move here. That makes sense to me. We have 45 who can get on top. That also makes sense to me. But maybe... Okay, we have a 66, a 67. So the 67 can attack from here, or... This... Yeah, we have other units. No, this one doesn't have the range for whatever reason. So we can do the attack with this unit. And then maybe have the 66 attack from here, because we'll be attacking from 3 sides, so we don't need the 45. The reason I say that is this going to be enough, though? This is already pretty good, 40% bonus. We could bring this one in, unless we want 2 people to attack. I'm going to bring in the 45 just to follow up. I think it just give us that little bit of extra firepower, potentially help out. Okay, things went okay. We didn't eliminate too many other units, only 1,600. Readiness is just destroyed. And slowly pushing them back, which of course is a nice goal. I think all of these guys are going to move forward. In fact, we have enough. It just shows you that they don't have very much strength in these units anymore. Despite not having taken this territory, we get it just by flopping the zone. I mean, we flop it based on our zone of control points being so much higher than theirs, which is really good. That's very strange. I'm not sure how the math works for that, but okay. Yeah, we just want to push units forward. So this must have been one of the new incomers. It's a very interesting arc of movement. Based on that, I think we're going to have to move them here. Okay, what's your movement? Okay, interesting. Probably I'll do this because the Panzers will stay on the road. Okay, well, we're moving along here, aren't we? 40, 30, 55, 65. So I think we'll move this one here. But this 66 might move north. So I just want to make sure that we're pushing the front constantly. Lots of zone of control. This unit, even if it wants to go crazy, can, hopefully it does, go ahead and get itself lost behind our lines. Nothing there. Yeah, we have this. Now, I did, in my head, ration that this unit would be used to attack the armor, but I see we also have the possibility here. 2 units can be used against that one. So you can attack here. Not you. You can attack here. It probably doesn't make sense to do the attack with all those individuals. Let's move. So our first Panzer group actually has the 120 point bonus. Yeah, these guys don't. I think we'll move you forward. Well, you can get further forward. So no, we'll use you in the attack. Alright, their actual combat stats a little bit lower than originally was assumed. I mean, I really would rather do this. So basically the decision I'm trying to make is whether this guy should lead a follow-up attack against this infantry or against the armor. Yeah, you know what? I've decided I'm just going to go with it. I'm going to go with it. We're going to do it. We're going to try to take as much territory as possible. We actually have the armor which we could attack with. I'm not going to do that. I think that this is going to be sufficient. Worked out perfectly. I have to say, I wish I understood. I had like a gut feeling that would work out, but I would not have been surprised if I had taken some losses. So I wish I really knew what I was doing well enough. Like that was maybe an expert level move without the expert level knowledge, just kind of lucky. But hey, it worked out, so no complaints, right? And we still have you, and of course we can get another one in the attack. I don't think we even needed to do the attack with more than just 2 infantry. They're attacking from the same hex, but this is armor we're dealing with. Okay, well, maybe we traded off some extra gains in the south for a little bit of extra losses in the north. You know, we took more casualties than them, but, you know, this is still only 400. They did lose a lot of their tanks and their anti-tank. And as the anti-tank losses are actually pretty notable, because we are planning to do an attack, follow-up attack, probably with armor at this point. We'll move both those units forward, get the extra recon. This is so cool, though, that we already took the... I mean, we're only 4 hexes from Kiev. It's crazy. It's madness to me. So how do we want to play the rest of this? You are no longer even zone of control restricted, so you might as well move wherever you can now. No, that's not true. We are zone... I mean, we don't know what will happen if we can just punch that guy back a little bit further. Yeah, we do have some armor. We have a lot of units up here, including this one, which is 80. Oh, it only has 80 movement points, and this is 80, so yeah, we know it's not... Can't get any better than this. We'll put it on the road. You... Kind of an interesting situation here. I like this one the best, or maybe that. But we'll save it because they can't do an attack. I think our next step is going to have to be an attack. Armor is the most expensive to do attacks with. I mean, just to move is the most expensive. Where is our armor anyhow? Oh my gosh, we have one guy all the way over here. It's crazy. So this will take 105 even without the zone of control, so this is the best we can do. Just going to do that right away, get a little bit of better recon. Yeah, you can move there, that's probably what we'll end up doing. Yeah, it's up to the armor now. We could throw in our SS. 45 here, 50 there, not a big difference. We probably want this unit to help out guarding the city in the end. But I have to say it is tempting to just use them against the armor, which should be pretty broken at this point. Yeah, it's minus 40% as well. Down to 25. We're sitting at 86. I'm going to call this okay to do. Let's hope. Ouch. Well, it's did. Maybe not. I don't know. I can't really tell. Again, these units are so light on infantry that we're mostly killing other stuff anyway. They don't have any AT left, so it's just tanks. But their tanks are surviving, so, you know, I don't know. I'm not sure if it's worth moving in there, because we may want to stay along the road. Now it's going to be interesting to see who can move where. Okay, so we have a little bit better... I mean, less reduction now on zone of control. Due to zone of control. I don't think we're going to want to fight anybody else. We're probably just going to want to move in. This is only 95. How the hell is that only 95? Wow. It's great. 95. We can just go. We can just go. In fact, the only thing that's really limiting our ability to move forward here is going to be our capability to get our HQ close enough. We don't want to strand anybody. So right now, this is acceptable. I think that's fine, 60, so that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can push 2 further if I stop here. Let's go ahead and do it, man. I'm feeling maybe a little bit reckless. Yeah, we can get there with you, or we can get even further with you, which is just insane. I think I'm going to pop one at a time. I'm not sure how far I want to risk it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we can go one more. This is crazy. If we go one more, that's really going to be all I need to take this turn, because we'll be cutting off people from moving. Yeah, wow. That's... Okay, well, we know what our goal is now. It's just to make sure that when we're resting... So it's good that we're going to be resting at the end of this turn. I'm not going to do right now, but it's going to be very good that we do that, just because at this point we need to give our units some time to really occupy that more. I kind of want one unit up here to... push back this damn stuff. You can only move there anyway. Yeah, it's either a 66. This one's a little bit worse off. We'll move them up there, just push that back. They'll come around. They'll come from the top. You are done moving. You can move. We'll move you there. Move you down there. I know some people can move. Well, you can move, right? 75 versus 100. Probably we want to take the 75, and I say that because the movement cost of the armor is just that much more expensive. 50, 75. We may even just want to do 50. Oh, it's only 90 to get here. How's that? So it's 100. 15, 35, 70, 90. Well, shoot. If that's the case... I'm gonna do that. This is crazy. We gotta watch our fuel, but that we can actually leave an unrestricted line. We need to make sure we can do this. Alright, we can get here 110. That is super expensive, so what I'd like to do is not do that. Let's get... This is 85. Can we get anybody there? Damn it. Oh, balls. Somebody, please. Okay, 135, we can do it. It's 891. 748 for you at 110. I think this is our call right here. Make sure I didn't miss anybody. Oh, yeah, this guy. It's pretty expensive still, 105 to get there, but I like the 71 moving in. He just has to move along the road. 68 can go here. That's not too bad. We'll do that. All of these guys can move forward. Like, this is just cav, so it can move as far as it wants. You might as well move here. Yeah, these guys just move as far forward as you can. Now, I don't think that I want to do that. It might be better to put you on the road, but you know what? No, we'll have you move up there. That's fine. Now we have to mind fuel usage. 60 to get here, I think that's what I'll end up doing. And 60 to get here, that still seems the best. Yeah, okay. Move forward as much as you can at this point. We'll keep him... I think we'll move there. Super aggressive turn. Super aggressive. Okay, we can actually move that guy forward. There we go. I think we're done. So in the south, what the heck has happened? I need to take a bird's eye view. Zoom out for a second, at least mentally. Where do you need to be? I think you're actually going to want to go here. So 1, 2, 3. But we want to make sure... that's probably okay. Yeah, I guess so. Move you there. Okay, 17 also is going to want to move up. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This makes the most sense, I think, this position. Or maybe this one. And that puts us in pretty close proximity to the... Yeah, to the furthest north 17 Army contingent. And you might as well just go as far as you can without suffering too much. Oh wow, 15 it's just amazing how much territory we're gobbling up these days. So I'll move him 10 for sure. 45, 40, 60, 65. So I might just move him here. How is this possible? 15, 30, 10. Well, let's just take the 10 and I won't move him any further forward. I don't even remember where our HQ is. It's right here, right? Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. He's fine. He's a little bit far behind, but that's okay. Let's bring it up the rear. Okay. Wow. So we have pushed. We are 3 hexes from Kiev, and not only that, but it might be an unobstructed route back. If they want to get back, they either have to reconquer the territory on top of pushing out our zone of control on these 2 hexes, or they have to go through the low mountains. So I'm seeing very good things here. Very good things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're in range. Just to confirm. Well, we're fresh out of time actually for this episode, so we're going to have to cut it here. But I think we've made really good progress in the south. Again. And we are expecting to do the relocate in Army Group South over to Lvov, which means that we're going to have a fuel delay, which means that this configuration is probably pretty good, actually, for a stopping point while the infantry catches up. And pretty soon this is going to be a hard front to manage because we're going to have not just the western part and the Romanian front, but it's almost merged. I mean, it's pretty much there already. And that's going to complicate things a little bit for me, unfortunately, but it will allow us to be a little more flexible with units pushing in particular areas, the whole Schwerpunkt thing where we can focus in a particular part of the front and spread out thin in others. We're kind of already doing that, you know, basically this 3rd Romanian Army has been hold the line status for basically since the beginning of the offensive. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes, but I'm excited. And in the next one, we have some pretty exciting stuff. Looks like almost for sure Minsk will fall. We have to worry about what we're doing here. And plenty of other stuff. Until then, thanks for watching, and take care.